morning, everybody. My name is Teresa Amezcua, and we are here in our beautiful church, Unity of Springfield. And my talk today is going to be the science of self-empowerment. This book is about science, and it's by Gregg Braden. And thank you for being online, and thank you for the people that is here. I really appreciate. I'm a little bit nervous, but that's okay. Thank you. And we invite you to come every Sunday at 9:15. There's a lot of speakers that they do their best to share with you the best they can learn about a book or any topic. So we would love to have you here or online if you're not able to come to visit us in this beautiful church. We welcome everybody, and we are a spiritual community, and I hope to see you here one of these days. Thank you. Well, this book is, the first thing that I want to say about this book is that when I started reading I was thinking, open to everything, attached to nothing. Because for me, it has a really good new ideas, new points of view, the new science. For me, science, because when I was in school, it was really difficult, and I truly don't understand, so I didn't want nothing about science. But then when I started reading this book, or Joe Dispenza's book, or Bruce Lipton's book, it's amazing. It's amazing. But there's some things that I got shocked because I never think about it. But that's what I just want you to be, open, and this is just my point of view. This is what I got about this book, and something that I learned too. I don't know have you seen the movie, let me see what the name of the movie is, Miss Evers' Voice? No? It's a really nice movie, and I'm taking a class on Wednesday at OTC, and the teacher asked to see that movie, Miss Evers' Voice. And at first, I was kind of mad of the movie because I don't want to tell you what is that about, but just watch them. And it's really interesting. It's about a black man or colored man, or I don't want to offend anybody, but it's about a study that the government make about syphilis, and it's really interesting. But the point is that this movie take me to, I was really mad about the movie, and I was thinking, how can this happen, and blah blah blah. And at the end, you feel a lot of compassion, because the truth is because they want to help these people, but it ended up going different things. And at the end, it was like a trial, and the lady, Miss Evers, that is a nurse, I feel a lot of compassion. But I'm telling you this because about when we do we have to do like a paper and to share in the school, and we all have totally different points of view about the movie. And what got my attention in that movie, it was that when one of the doctors, because the nurse was not happy with whatever they were doing, and he said to her, well, it's because we need to prove that the disease is going to affect the same white men, or black men. And that was the thing the most I got from the movie. And why? Because I'm really into that we all are one. It's the same thing. We're all brothers and sisters, blah, blah, blah. So, and it was really interesting because no one else touched that point, just me. And I was like, wow, So that's something that I want you to know about this book, that everybody read. We read the same book, but we have different points of view. And well, I'm gonna start the first chapters is called Breaking Darwin's Spell. And I'm gonna read a little bit, and it says Darwin proposed that all life, including human life, began with a single primal organism. The mysteries appeared on Earth long ago. Investigating in the theory of evolution, so we use the guide our decision celebrating competitions enforced over cooperation and compassion. We trying to solve problems associated with our racial, religious, and sexual diversity through the obsolete thinking of survival of the strongest. In other words, we are trying to solve 21st century problems with 19th century thinking. I wonder if Darwin himself ever imagined the effect that his work will have on the world, and how deeply his idea will influence the life of everyday people living over a century into his future. And, it talks more about the strong ideas. We have really strong ideas. But what I got from this chapter is that the difference between I believe and I know. Because what I believe is every single thing that everybody else teach me. My teacher, society, my parents, my friends, blah, blah, blah. But what I know is something that is inside of me. I know that this is not right. I know that this is good. I know it, So it was really, and then it has something to say, it's not the same knowing about God than knowing God. And that was like, wow, that's true. Because everybody has a different God, blah, blah, blah. But inside, I believe inside of me, God is love. God is something beautiful that lives here. So it was really, really, really amazing. Another thing that I was thinking when I read this chapter about strong ideas, I grew up in, this family, Catholic, and with really strong ideas. And, for us, it was not like, we never talk about, if somebody else has different tastes or it was different from us, we just judged them, And I remember when I started going to Unity in Branson, this couple of girls invited us to our wedding. And for me, we're like, are they gonna get married? But I went, and it was the most beautiful experience I had ever seen. Because love is love. And that time I understand, because they have all these beautiful things in her wedding, and then I believe that it was kind of like a heart, crystal heart, and they put some sand, different sand colors, something, I don't remember exactly, but it was so beautiful, the shape that they, so it was really beautiful. It was, and they see each other like, I don't know how to explain this, but it was beautiful. So that day, I started broking my ideas, my strong ideas. The book says that we have to honor Darwin, because Darwin's theory became on his time when he was against the Catholic Church, and when the Catholic Church was really powerful and dominate. When he said that the evolution theory, and he said, while we still don't know precisely what did happen when our modern humans ancestor appeared 200,000 years ago, the way that we are right now. The best evidence we have obtained from the fossils recorded does not support the evolution as the explanation for how they come to be as we are humans. Humans have been on Earth for 200,000 years as we are right now. We have the same advanced brains and nervous system. As a human, we exist with no evolutionary path leading to our appearance as we appeared 200,000 years ago. Change is happening in all the time. Oh, and then, talk about the change, how we have changed, but our chromosomes is the same. It's not that we come from, because they say, that we come from monkey. They have this word that I don't know how to pronounce, but it means chimpanzees or whatever. And, so that was another thing for me. Like, when I started reading, I was like, instead of my brain joshing, no, that could be blah, blah, blah. I just, why not? Why not? It could be. I don't know. I was not there. But, if science thinks this and, and they have proof, and so why not? So it's just, again, open to everything. Hi, I'm attached to nothing. And, that another thing that they say is that now when NASA sent I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce correct, but Voyager, something like that. Thank you. Number 2, they send in and they have all these pictures, and they right now they're saying that probably the Big Bang never happens. It's a probability. They say that it's some forces around, Earth, and that they have sustained Earth for millions of years, something like that. But it's really interesting, so instead of me fighting what I learned when I was in school, I can say, yeah, it could be. Why not? It will be really amazing, know that exactly what's going on, but that's the path. There is more in a space than human new ideas in our mind. And another thing that I remember that I was talking to my friend, and she said, it's because it's impossible. There cannot be, life in other planets, blah, blah, blah. And, there's a lot of galaxies, a lot of planets, a lot of things. Why not? And I was thinking, probably we're not going to be human like us, right? But what about if they're made by different things, like other gas or other elements? We don't know. Probably they have life. We don't know. I don't know. But I was amazing with that subject. And I don't know if you have saw the movie Arrival. I love the movie. Yeah, it's amazing. And it talks about that. That these other beings that came through Earth, they're totally different than from us. And they're really nice, and they're not want to kill us or nothing like that, like the movies sometimes. It was like a friendly, lovely, they come to us to give us a message. So it's really beautiful. If you have a time to watch them, it's Arrival. It's really good. So, okay, the next chapter is Human by Design. And then she said in February 28, 1953, was discovered that the DNA is held within each cell in our body that is called chromosomes. In 1987 was discovered a body of a lady and a baby girl and an unborn fetus who lived on the edge of age. And they extract the DNA found in these bodies, and then discover that the only way that the DNA can pass to another being is through the mother egg. This tells us that humans are not the descendants of, primates or chimpanzees. Although we all living things have all living things, we have similar bodies, similar chromosomes. There's a chromosome that humans have. That is chromosome number 2. And this chromosome is the largest chromosome that the human body has. And it's a result of the ancient DNA fusion that we cannot explain as of today. The theory of evolution is not, they're saying that that's not the way that it happens. So they say that the chromosome number 2 is the one that help us, the beautiful, excited way that we talk. I say that it's, wonderful that we get this air, and then it goes here, and it goes to the inside of us, and then comes out, and then they have, some working here in our vocal cords. Thank you. Cuerdas vocales, because, they say vocal cords, and then we come, is the voice. And we are the only ones here on earth that we can do that, humans. And, there's a lot of species. So at that chromosome, something happened, and we can do that, and the other beings, they cannot do it. So an honest science who is not bound by the contract of academic public relations cannot longer discount the new evidence. And, because there's in the science, Gregg Braden said that in the science community, there's a lot of scientific people that doesn't want to talk about this, but it's because they have all these years working on the subject, they have titles, they have blah, blah, blah. So it's difficult to change all these things, but there are other ones that they don't care, and they leave everything behind, and they're in the new, and the new thought, and the new, and I love that. And then one of the examples is like Bruce Lipton. I'm not sure if you have heard about him, but he's a biologist, and he was working in this prestigious school of medicine, and then he quit, and he said, no, I'm not going to teach this, that is not true. And then, he started, all this work with this group of science that they're Gregg Braden and all these people.
Epigenetics.
Thank you.
He's the one that discovered stem cells.
Yes, ma'am. That's true. Yeah.
And that's why he changed his thinking, because he knew that what they were teaching was wrong.
Yes. I read a little bit about that. I think he put some cells in different environments, and the cells act different. And that's why he did, no, this is not true. And I like one of his books, I think it's Honeymoon Effect. I love that one. Okay, well, let's continue. So, and then in this part of the book talks about the heart and the brain, coherence. I don't know if you want to, before I start this, you want to do like a little exercise with me. Sure. I really appreciate if you come. Let's sit, straight, and let's relax. Then let's close our eyes. Let's breathe in, breathe out, and relax. Again. Breathe in and breathe out and relax. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let's think about my heart, your heart. This heart is not a pump, it's a beautiful organ. Now that you have attention in your heart, just let's think about gratitude. Something that you are so grateful for. Let's feel the beautiful feeling about gratitude. Let's go again. Breathe in. Breathe out. And when you're ready, open your eyes. It doesn't feel so good. And that's what coherence, or what I think that coherence means. Like, put our brain in contact with our heart. And, feel the beautiful, feel the gratitude. And The next chapter is called The Brain in the Heart. The human heart is more than just a pump. As a part of our advanced nervous system, the heart partners with the brain as a master organ to inform the brain of what the body needs at any given moment. Science discovers 40,000 sensories in the heart. This means that our heart has a little brain and it can do a lot of functions like the mechanism of intentional self-healing, the awakening of super learning abilities, and much more. And that was really amazing for me. I know that now they say that a lot of organs has, that nervous system too, like they have little brains, but the heart has that 40,000 sensory, and this is really amazing for me. And then it talks about the memories of the heart and give really nice examples that I want to share with you. The mystery of the heart transplants. A woman named Clarice Silva, who received a transplant. She was a professional dancer, and not long after she received a heart transplant, she starts craving food that she never liked in the past. She craves chicken nuggets and green peppers, and she finds herself going to Kentucky Fried Chicken to satisfy her craving. She searched for the information and find out about the donor who was died in a motorcycle accident. Silva talked to the donor parents who confirmed that their son loved this type of food that she was craving for. Isn't that really interesting? So when I was reading, I was like, wow, that's why, because it says that our heart has memories. It's really, and then another example is, it say in the heart is alive and the memories remain. This case involved, that's kind of a little bit sad, but this case involved an 8-year-old girl who received a heart from a 10-year-old. Immediately after the surgery, the young girl began to have nightmares and begin chase, attack, and kill. The transplant was a success, so they reference to the psychiatric mental health. The events in the image of the young girl described were so clear, consistent, and detailed that the psychiatrist was convinced that this was more than a nightmare. Eventually, the authorities were brought in the case, and this girl was helping resolve an unsolved case. Based on the details, the police were able to arrest the man who murdered the 10-year-old, whose heart was in the body of the 8-year-old. Isn't that interesting? I was like, wow. And again, because our heart has memories. And then what they say is that if the heart is alive, it's going to have memories. It doesn't matter if it's in another body. So that's incredible. I mean, that's again, we have this little brain in our heart. And heart wisdom in everyday life. And it talks about that, have you ever faced with a decision that seems impossible to make? Our heart intelligence knows instantly what is true for us in the moment. Whatever we choose to accept or ignore, the heart wisdom is after us. And I don't know if that happens to you, but like sometimes when I'm going, kind of out of the house, and I feel that I missed something, but I didn't pay attention because I'm running, and I get in the car, and then when I get to work, I was like, damn, I forgot this, and I just, I saw it before. It was kind of like something tell me, hey, you haven't forgotten it, but I don't pay attention, and it's talk about, that we need to believe how people are the first time they show up to us. And it's really interesting because, I was in a, kind of abusive relationship for so many years. But I was thinking now, I think, well, it was kind of like I stayed there because I want to. Because I knew that, you know, when we were boyfriend and girlfriend, sometimes he didn't show up. You know, and sometimes he say that he's going to do one thing and he didn't do it. And I stay there. So again, I'm not a victim. I stay there. So I didn't want to see the true person, because we all choose our first, so we are the first time that we met someone. That's simple. You know, so it's like, not more victim anymore. Okay, and then so that take me to again, you know, like put boundaries with love. I need to choose who are going to be in my life, because you know, before I was trying to be nice and blah blah blah, and I have recently I experienced that first, you know, I was kind of sad, but then I think that it's a divine order. I have a friend, and we grew up together. I met her when we were in kindergarten, but lately we didn't have a lot of things to talk to, right? Because, you know, life changed and happens and we change. But, you know, I kind of respect her point of view. She respect my point of view. That's what I was thinking. But then something happens, and then she got really frustrated, and she kind of scream at me and say, well, it's because you change a lot, and you think that you're blah, 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 and you think that you're different and better than blah, blah, and I will. So I told her, you know what? I love you so much. But if you don't respect my ideas or my point of view or all that I love, and you think that is wrong, or because I'm doing this because I'm better than anybody else, I don't think that's fair. I love you, but I don't want you in my life. And I love her, and I bless her, and I miss her. But that was not nice, I think. So if she needs me, I will be there. But it's like that I don't want, you know, like somebody kind of abuse or say things that they're not true. Because I'm doing my best. You know, if she understands or not, that I love her, but no. That's not gonna happen. Again, no more. And then, the book says something about too, you know, that it's about 200 frequency, 200 hertz frequency. And I love that one, because it says that when I feel that I'm, you know, they have enemies, nobody likes me, I'm the worst person ever, blah, 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 I'm living in the minus 200 frequency. But when I feel good and I feel love and I feel that I'm doing my best and blah, 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 I'm living in the plus 200 frequency. 200 hertz frequency. And that was really nice, because now, you know, when I try to go back to the victim, I remember, okay, are you on 12 minus, 12 plus, you know? And that's a good reminder for me, because, you know, for me, it took me all this time to not feel the victim. I just have to work and work, because before I have always excuses. Oh, this happens to me, and I'm this, and I that, and I'm separate, and I'm different, and you know what? That's not true. All these things are here. But if I think with my heart, that is not true. I'm as beautiful as everybody else, and I can respect everybody else. And you know what? Something that I changed my life is that instead of thinking about, you know, I don't know, negative thinking about other people, I just try to say, how can I serve? How can I serve? You know, that it's just like, for me, if you notice, I have this, you know, English accent and all this stuff, but you know what? I love you. And when I do something like that, and I got this, I want to share it with you. So it's not my ego anymore. My ego before, oh, no, you cannot do this. Oh, have you heard yourself? No, nobody's going to understand you. And all this negative thinking, you know what, let's go away. Because how can I serve? And if this is a way that I serve, or any other way that I can serve. And you know what, I think that the universe, or God, or whatever you call it, is really paying attention to what you want. Because, I was, thinking that how can I serve? And then in my mind, I was like, well, it's because I want to help the Hispanic community and blah, blah, blah. But I want to do this, but all these thoughts. And then it comes like the answer. I got a job, I think it was in January, this year. And it's with the health department. And they have all these different, departments. And I'm helping the Hispanic community. There's this program called NEST, N-E-S-T, that help the mommies that are pregnant, go to all the pregnancy and when the baby, so we can have, healthy babies, healthy moms. But they invite me to this program because they have these Hispanic ladies, so I can help them, So I'm not a nurse, but I go and translate it. So I was like, wow, thank you, universe. And then I go, to the other clinics, with the COVID or the shots or any other vaccines, and I can help, I can serve, And so it was like, and then the other thing is I help them translate all the brochures. They have a lot of brochures that they have to give it to the community. I'm doing that. So it's kind of like my dream come true, and I didn't know exactly what I want. I just have these thoughts that what I want to do. So that's kind of really awesome. Just put it there, here, universe, I want this. I don't have any idea what it is. And then, he put it together and get it to us. Well, that happens to me, and I'm really, really grateful for that. And the last chapter, well, not the last chapter because it's a lot of chapters, but one of the last chapters is the one that I have here, Life Human Story, Live with Purpose. And then I kind of write this about that I'm fascinated with science, but this science that tell me this is what we have, but we don't know about this. Kind of honesty, like they don't have all the answers, because that's not true. I don't think nobody has the answers. So I like that. And okay, I'm sorry, it's because I already told you that. Okay, I get it. The reason science cannot do this is, give us all the answers, is because it's based on events that either be observed or duplicate in laboratory. Because they say that something that science cannot measure is love. Isn't interesting? They cannot do that because they don't have, because there's something beautiful, there's something greater. And so we cannot measure in the laboratory. And,
I wonder what the observer effect is on love.
That's a good idea. Quite good question. Something that I kind of like helped me a lot. Before, I didn't understand when they say be the observer of yourself. Be the observers instead of taking the victim mode or the other one. I'm just like, and that's kind of like, I think that's the best thing that I can explain, that's how I love it comes to me. Gratitude, appreciation. Because instead of talking my belief, my strong beliefs, and telling me that this is not correct, I go and, put compassion, understanding about any situation. That's what I'm telling you. You need to see the movie Miss Everett's Voice. He's gonna bring a lot of compassion, But it's, I think that's what I think about the observing, because before when they say, when the teacher in the School of Metaphysics or school or whatever say, go within, I was thinking they just, close your eyes and try to meditate. But now I think they go within is go and see what's going on, why I have this thought, why I have this feeling, why I'm reacting to this situation or that situation, and instead of just like, just okay, this is happening, or something else. Something that is I really appreciate about this book is when he talk about change. Change is going to happen forever, all the time. If I fear the change, it's up to me, or I can go along. It's not easy. It's not easy. Something that I want to talk to you is that another thing that I asked the universe is freedom. Because I get stuck with a lot of relationship, and then all of you know that I'm super codependent, or I was super codependent with my daughter. So I was like, I want to be free. I want to feel free. And then, watch what you're asking for. Because, okay, you want to know what freedom is? Here we go. All this experience, and of course I didn't like it at first. I was like, okay, never mind. I don't know, just kidding. But I was like, all these things happen that take me to this place that I have to let go the people, and I have to let my daughter do her own thing and be responsible. And the company that was working with her, it was not able to do this anymore, but I don't went and save her. So this is the consequences for this, and I have to respect them and just be the observer, not to save. Because before I was running to save everybody. Oh, hey, don't worry, I will save you, And I was like totally a disaster, but I was trying to save other people. But what I understand about change, it's really important because it's gonna happen. I like it, I don't like it, I can handle it, I don't know, whatever my thoughts are, but change is gonna happen, period. And okay, I think it's I think, well, every time that we are in every time that we're in chaos is great, because we are realizing we are releasing some old beliefs and behaviors, and we are getting something new. It's kind of like the butterfly and the metamorphosis. That's correct? Yeah. And, that's what we're talking about, change. And, at the end, I just, I write something that, have you ever thought about how amazing you are and how loved you are by your source, God, universe? How special you are. Just think for a moment and be grateful, for all the blessings that you have enjoyed in your journey. Because that's true. That's who we are. Whatever happened in our life, it's fine. We need to learn from that. But the last point, is that we are so beautiful and so loved. Rachel Carson reminds us that we only destroy what we don't value. And we can value what we don't know. So if you choose to, let's go and value yourself, because you're wonderful. You're the most beautiful thing that happens in your life. It's just you and you. And something that in this book I got is that, when we talk about that we can heal our life, is that my feelings are my medicine. So sometimes it's hard to believe that, but it's true, what I'm thinking. And I know that it's really difficult, because if a doctor come and tell me that I have this and this, I'll be running to fear, I'm pretty sure, and I'll be devastated. But we can go again inside, be the observer, and try our best to feel good. And try, it's not easy. I'm not saying that it's easy, but we can do different things. We can look different options instead of, living that fear that is horrible. And finally, the last thing that I write, I promise that this is the last one, it says the greatest act of compassion is to accept yourself the way you are. There's no more other thing. Just love yourself the way you are. And thank you so much. I think, are you going to do the announcements?
I am doing the announcements.
Thank you.
Beginning Monday, September 26th, Unity will be designated as a partner of the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks. As long as supplies last, donors will receive a t-shirt and 2 tickets to Dickerson Park Zoo. Be sure to let them know you are from Unity. If we have enough participation, we may be able to get the Bloodmobile to come to us next time. Next Sunday, October 2nd, there will not be a New Thought World Religion class because there will be a Friendship Sunday potluck. Our trip to Unity Village is Tuesday, October 18th. They have requested that the number of attendees be provided by October 4th due to the limited seating on the Jolly Wagon and the possible need to make 2 rounds. The tour begins at 10:30 a.m. with tours of the building and time in the archives. After the tour and lunch, we will meet with the CEOs of Unity Village and Unity Worldwide Ministries. Dee has arranged for the Jolly Wagon to take us on a riding tour of Unity Village. You can also start making plans to carpool. Your only cost is your portion of the gas for your driver and your lunch. Next Sunday, October 2nd, there's an orientation for anyone desiring to help out or get more info about volunteering to serve the cold weather crisis shelter. There are many tasks in addition to staying overnight. Pride is October 8th. We will be meeting at the Municipal Court at Chestnut Expressway and Benton at 9 a.m. to join the walk. Be sure to wear a Unity of Springfield shirt. If you would like to volunteer at the Unity booth, see Mary Hilsebeck Huber. Starting next week, October 2nd, we will be covering Reverend Eric Butterworth's book, Discover the Power Within You. We now have hosts for 6 groups. Please sign up so your hosts know how many to plan for, and we will order the books tomorrow from Unity. And if you would like us to order one for you, please sign the list in the foyer. They will be approximately $12 depending on the shipping. And don't forget to stay for cupcakes in Fellowship Hall to celebrate our new members after the service today. That's it.
Thank you so much for the announcements. Okay, I think that is all for today. I really appreciate your time. I love you and see you next time. Bye.